Alrighty. So, this morning, to give you a bit of backstory, my son is. We're still working on the whole sleeping thing. So, we bought him a queen bed and we just basically chucked the mattress on the floor. There's two reasons. One, he loves tucking himself into his sister's bed. He's very proud of that whole thing. My son is 2, by the way, and he loves that whole thing. So we're like, we'll give him an experience. Maybe he'll enjoy going to sleep better if it's in his bed. And he seems to have a little bit of separation anxiety. Uh, Look, we think it's probably due to being preemie and that whole situation that arose from that. But anyway, but that was part of the reason why we got him. The second part is, so he has this thing that he will sleep through the night if we sleep with him. If not, we have to get up every hour or two, spend an hour putting him back to sleep, and then go back to bed. So it's just easier if we can just sleep in the bed. He tosses and turns, especially when he sleeps with me and my wife. So we got him his own bed so we can take turns. Just basically still sleeping through the night because it's been 4 years and we'd like a good night's sleep. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. And usually it's me because my wife, he'll sleep better for me than he does for my wife. Anyway, so my daughter has been getting up at between 4 and 5 a.m. every morning. God knows why, but she does. And this morning, when he starts hearing her pottering around, he kind of stirs, but he still wants cuddles, and I can tell him to go back to sleep, and he'll kind of lay there. So I'm kind of dozing with him in this morning. And then he hears her, and so he makes noise, and then she hears him, and they get super excited. And, like, especially my son, he loves his sister. It's the first thing he asks for in the morning. So suddenly you hear this rattling on the door, and this door gets Spartan kicked in, and my daughter's just standing there and goes, "It's me!" Like a 3-year-old at 5:30 in the morning, declaring that it's him. And it's like, it's the girl with the curls. And I'm like, who could it? And she's like, who could it be? And I'm like, I don't know, who is it? And she's like, Daddy, it's Lexi, of course. I was like, oh, hi, baby. And so she comes on in, and my son is excited, and it's this whole thing. And it just got me thinking on a whole series of things. But one, why do we lose the confidence of a child? And my gut feeling is that society and, parents and the way we're brought up to not be this true, authentically ourselves thing, because it might offend people. It might upset others. I see that all the time with my kids, because we don't let them run feral, like I have seen some kids, but we let them be kids. They run, they laugh, they scream, they talk, they play games, they climb on things like they're children, and they're doing as children do. And I don't want to break that. I don't want to break their spirit. They can wear whatever the fuck they want to wear. If they don't want to wear shoes, they don't wear shoes. They can dress however they want. If they want to dress, in shorts in the middle of winter, that's fine. They realize they're cold, and then we rug them up. Like, I want them to spend as long as humanly possible, and it not to be broken by me if I can prevent it from being broken at all, to be authentically themselves. Because I am currently, at 32 years old, on a journey to find authentically who I am and to live that authentic life. I've spent 32 years to get back to this point. I spent the last, truly 11 years of this denying and hiding from who I authentically am. So if I can prevent that happening to my children, they spend their whole life just being them. Imagine where they can end up. And beyond where they end up, imagine how happy and fulfilled they'll be in their own life. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what it's about? Being happy and fulfilled? Yeah, success and all the stuff that comes with it is fucking awesome. But honestly, isn't it just about being happy and fulfilled? And so when she kicks in the door, and she is just who she is, and she fucking owns it, and I love it. And I aspire to be like my daughter. Just unquestionably. unapologetically who she is. You know, my sister came to visit today, and as she was going, she's like, "Can I have a high five?" And my sister's just like, my daughter's just like, "No." "Can I have a goodbye?" "No." She doesn't care. She doesn't care about pleasing others. And I think there's a difference between deliberately being rude and just being you and not caring what other people think. And I think there's true fucking power in just not caring what others say about you, not caring what they think, and just being you. And as I said, I'm inspired by that. I want to be that way. Like, I firmly believe I have that to a certain extent, but like, she just doesn't give a rip about that. She's just like, whatever, don't care. And so it's that kind of thing. And then the other side of it that I was thinking about it is this idea of blissful dissatisfaction. And it's Ned Milet concept, and I loved it. I love this as a terminology, and I've had this floating around for a while, but he just nailed the phrasing and all that kind of stuff. And it's blissful dissatisfaction. And I am incredibly, blissfully happy in my life beyond what I can express into words. Like, I am so fucking happy that, like, I don't think that the other things will increase my happiness level. They'll increase my satisfaction and my ability to do other things, but my happiness overall, I don't think so. Like, when I am just there with my kids and I am watching them just live their best life, and I'm interacting and playing and spending quality time with them and hanging out with my wife and just being present and in that moment, like, that doesn't require money, that doesn't require success, it doesn't require anything else. And in those moments, I am truly, unquestionably happy with my life. Like, what more could you fucking want from your life than that? Like, that is just, it is just amazing. That being said, I am blissfully dissatisfied because that portion of my life, like, as I said, I don't think I can get any happier. Like, how can you get better than that? You can't. Because I have everything I need in that moment. I have my kids, I have my wife. That is perfection. That is everything I need. On the other side of that, you know, financial freedom, more incomes, you know, the ability to do anything I want whenever I want, the ability to impact lives, those kinds of things. Where I'm at with business, where I'm at with my body, where I'm at with my character development, those kinds of things. No, I am not fucking happy yet. But I can be satisfied with where I'm at the moment and strive to do more, to be more, to achieve more. I can be blissfully dissatisfied because I fucking love my life. And I love every second of it. And as I said, you know, picking up that extra 10 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand or whatever it may be, or $1 million or 10 million or 100 million, that doesn't change my happiness. It just opens up other options to do more enjoyable things. And I think from everything I've seen and the progression of my life, that is truly an important factor of it. That I always equate it to, you know, taking steroids or taking drugs or like cocaine or things like that. You know, people are like, cocaine makes you angry, steroids make you angry, whatever it is. You know, money makes you evil. No, it just makes you more of who you are. So people who are like, when I get rich, then I'll be happy. No, if you're not fucking happy now, you're not going to be happy with more money. When I get in incredible shape, then I'll be happy. Again, if you're not happy now, you won't be happy then. Doesn't mean you need to be satisfied with what you've got. It means you need to be happy with where you're at and then strive for more, you know? And this is the difference I have on this kind of stuff. Because I'm like, you need to get happy and satisfied now. It doesn't mean you settle. It doesn't mean you stop striving. It doesn't mean you don't do the work. And especially because, as I keep talking about, the fulfillment and the satisfaction is in doing the work, in loving and enjoying the process of doing the work, and then surrendering to the process to allow it to deliver exactly what you need. When we are trying to force all these things and being like, I'll be happy when, you're forcing the situation. You're trying to hammer it in because you know best. No, you need to surrender to the muse, to the universe, to God, to whatever you deem to call it, and allow it to manifest into your reality that way. But you have to do the fucking work. And you just have to enjoy the process of doing the work. You need to be satisfied in the process of going after this, and then allow everything else to flow in. And I know this is kind of woo-woo and that kind of stuff, but I was listening to this epic podcast with Stephen Pressfield. As I said, if you haven't read Turning Pro, The War of Art, Do the Work, those kinds of books by Stephen Pressfield, please stop what you're doing. Stop listening to this right now. Go and get those books. Smash them. They're like this thick. They're like, you'll knock all of them over in at worst a week, if not a day. It'll change your whole perspective on it. But he was talking about it, and he's like, there are two sides of the coin when it comes to success. And one of them is woo-woo, and that's surrendering to the muse, to the universe, to God, to those kinds of things, and trusting in the process. And when they speak to you, listen and act upon those actions. The flip side is discipline, and it's unquestionable discipline. And I've spoken about it before. It's like, is Stephen King the most prolific author? Is Stephen King because he sits down at 9 a.m. and writes every day? Or is he Stephen King because he wrote every day from 9 a.m.? Did he become prolific because he just has the ability to write every day? Or did he become prolific because he made the decision that this is a job and I'm going to sit down every day at 9 a.m. whether I'm inspired or not? It's the same concept. There is discipline required. You have to build discipline. And within that, they were talking about it. And it was this concept of when you remove the choice, it's like a religious experience. It's just, this is ritualistic. This is what I do. I get up every day and I work out. I go for a weighted walk. I follow my diet. I don't do things that don't serve me. I read 10 pages. I drink 4 liters of water. I do these things without question. When it happens every day, no matter what, unquestionably, it is a whole different experience. It changes who you are. It creates this momentum and this discipline, and you become a better man and you become a better person, and it sculpts you into these things. And this is what it's about. That you need to surrender to the guidance of the universe, because a lot of the things that you are asking for, wanting, needing, desire, will be delivered in ways that you didn't know possible, that you didn't plan, that you didn't think. You know, when you've got this narrow, you've got these blinders on and you're just like, this is how it's going to happen, then that's the only way it can happen, because you're like, I must get it this way. Whereas when you surrender to it and you're just like, I know that the universe is going to deliver onto me the things that I want, need, and desire. And you just let it happen. But you do the work. You take the actions to facilitate that. And when the muse or the universe or God or whatever you want to call it speaks to you, you listen and you hear it. And you go, okay. And you just go with it. And you create space from the action to listen to this. And it is amazing how much life just flows when you're stepping into that power, when you take unquestionable, disciplined action every single day and you authentically step into who you are. This is the whole fucking process. This is the whole point. And I can honestly tell you from experience, from doing this right now, it is amazing how many doors have opened, how many opportunities have fallen into my lap from just doing this, from showing up every day authentically as me, doing the work without question, and just letting what flows. Like, some of the things that have happened, I'm like, where did this happen? How did this happen? From places that I didn't even expect, but progressing me towards the things that I want, need, and desire, or facilitating them. And this is what it's about. This is why unquestionable zero choice mentality with your action, with your discipline matters. Because when you do this daily, it is phenomenal what will just appear in your life. As I said, from places that you didn't know, you couldn't even imagine from happening. But when you surrender to the process, it just happens. And But the other side of that is you've got to find the joy. You've got to find the joy in the pursuit. It's that this whole thing that we've been talking about. It's that purpose. You need a purpose, you need a challenge, and you need to go to war. And when you fall in love with those, life just delivers things on a silver platter, and you'll be like, thank you. And then you just keep going. You bask in it from the confidence of having done the work, and then you just keep going. This is where success comes from. This is how you manifest into greater things. This is how you chase your greatness. Because you also don't know what the next step is. Because you're too narrow focused. You're too focused on the situation. You're too close to it. You need to allow the universe on the other side to deliver these things to you. But this whole concept of manifesting and law of attraction, everyone's like, well, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to meditate and all these things are just going to fall into my lap. No, you have to consistently take the action. You have to be disciplined and be building yourself and doing the work and progressing forward in these ways. And then those things will just magically appear. And then people will be like, man, this guy is just the luckiest guy in the world. Damn fucking right I am. Everything always works out for me. I'm the luckiest man alive. You know, and you feel that, and you know that comes from just doing the work every single day. You know that it comes from surrendering to the purpose. It's the double-sided coin. It's the woo-woo side of surrendering to the universe and just allowing it to fucking flow and appear in your physical reality. And on the flip side, it's the doing the daily actions, having unquestionable discipline with zero choice mentality, because discipline is freedom. Because you don't have to think about it. You don't have to go, do I feel like working out today? Oh, do I have enough time? No, it's just fucking happening. End of story. Period. It doesn't matter when or what time, but that shit is happening. And that's what's going to get done. And there is freedom, and there is satisfaction, and there is joy and fulfillment in living a life that way, with a clear, defined purpose, facing your challenges, craving them to conquer them, and the fulfillment that comes from conquering them, and going to war with something, whether it be yourself, with that ego, with resistance, with anything, and you go to fucking war on it, and you'll be amazed what comes out the other side. That's where I'm at the moment. That's why I'm sharing this, because I don't want it to be from the end point. I want it to be, this is the actual journey. I am doing this with you. I am in the trenches going through this. As I said to you on yesterday's one, today was day one. Gave up TV, gave up social media. And it is fucking sickening how hard it has been today. And I'm like, not even in the time periods when I wouldn't even be watching TV or on social media anyway. When I was at work, or when I was on my walk and I was like, I wonder what TV show I'm going to watch when I get home. Or I have these flashes. I'm like, I'd really like to watch that TV show. It is disgusting to me how badly I wanted those things. Like a fucking addict, I was like craving. I was like, I need some TV. Oh, I need some social media. Jesus Christ, was it sad. And it just, this is my war at the moment. I'm going to war with my own addiction to sedate through these things for simple things that aren't going to benefit my life. And I'm going to be better. I'm going to fucking conquer this thing. And watching myself on this, to, separate yourself and take a bird's eye view of yourself in this situation and go, Jesus Christ, is that pathetic. You have to beat this. You can't be that guy. You can't get on here and be like, we're going to carve you into the best man you can be. We're going to transform your whole life and, create this character. And you'd be like, oh my God, I need a fucking TV fix. I need a fucking social media fix. Oh my God, that is sad. And so I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better. And I am determined, and I'm going to war with this. I'm determined to conquer this. This is my challenge. This is my war right now, to battle the resistance, because I truly think that there is this much resistance because whatever you want to call it, resistance, the muse, that whole thing knows that on the other side is where my greatness lives. This is how I break these generational curses. This is how I step into truly my authentic power and step into everything I knew I needed to be. And that's part of it. So that's why I'm here, conquering it, facing it down with full focus, ready to destroy it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be damn fucking hard, and I'm going to miss it. But it doesn't serve me. It doesn't bring me anything. Therefore, it has to go. And this is part of the path of greatness. This is part of enlightenment. This is part of reaching your true potential, is cutting out the things that do not make you happy, that do not make you money, or do not bring you growth. And social media and TV 100% do none of those things. So it's time to say goodbye. It's time to step into the man I know I can be and utilize that time for better things, for one, and two, to stop sedating the person that I am, to stop hiding away from the potential I have inside. This is what has to be done. So I hope that helps. I hope that resonates. And I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll be back tomorrow with some more daily insights from Chasing Greatness. Until then.